So Jeremy Hunt says that there's 300,000 people out there claiming benefits that don't need to, that should be out there working, that are fit and fine to work, but they're claiming benefits.
I just first want to talk about this benefits sanction promise. Are you going to say that to benefit claimants that if they don't look for work, turn up for job interviews, that you're going to cut their universal credit, their benefits?
Well, it's carrot and stick, Susanna. What we're saying is, yes, we do think that taxpayers are paying for the benefits bill and that people should seriously engage and look for work. We've got 300,000 people who are not ill, they're not disabled, and they've been out of work for more than a year.
Do you know what? I'll be honest, I agree. I think these people should be working, but more from a standpoint of a life on benefits is a dull, depressing existence, and it's just causes such low self-esteem, low confidence and depression in so many people that are on a cycle of benefits. So he says that they should be out working, and like I say, I agree, but where's the help? You know, how are we helping? If you haven't been in work for a long time, like I just mentioned, your self-esteem is low. It's incredibly more difficult the more and more time you spend away from work to get back into work. Where is the help for people? Where's the classes in CV building and confidence building and interview techniques and all these things? Where's the help? I don't think it's there, is it? Now, it's all well and good saying we need these people to go and work, but if you're not giving them the support network to get back into work, then you're just saying, oi, lazy pricks, get to work. And that I take an exception from, especially from these pricks in particular.
Well, it's carrot and stick, Susanna.
The audacity, the cheek of people like Jeremy Hunt, and this lot, the Tories, the cheek of them to have a go at other people for taking tax money. Are you serious? Do you know what this lot are up to? One of around 300 Tory MPs that claims 6,000 in hotels expenses despite living just 1 mile away from Parliament. Tory Trade Secretary Liam Fox among one of 16 MPs that claims from the taxpayer £150,000 a year for a flat in London and then rents it out to earn himself a further £10,000 a year. £37 billion spent on UK test and trace programme that didn't even work. £4 billion worth of COVID PPE contracts that appeared to be corrupt, which meant 7 billion items of pandemic PPE were not fit for purpose, which ended up as £6.7 million per week to store this unusable PPE, which ended up with £4 billion worth of NHS COVID PPE to be burnt as it's unusable. Rishi Sunak spends £500,000 on private jets in 10 days of taxpayers' money, along with his addiction to helicopter travel from London to Essex at the taxpayers' expense. Sunak also squandered £11 billion for not insuring against the risk of rising interest rates while he was Chancellor. You know, basically doing his job. 120 million paid to Rwanda for the bonkers project of sending our asylum seekers to Rwanda that is obviously illegal and will never get off the ground, and we haven't sent a single person there. 4 billion for a 10-year contract to house asylum seekers in hotels. Makes you wonder who's getting those contracts, doesn't it? We've seen previously who seems to be getting the majority of government contracts. 87 million paid to consultants to try and solve the small boat crisis. I can tell you for free, put that 87 million back into the asylum system, start hiring staff, get it back to the same levels as 2010 and start processing claims quicker. Boris Johnson's 200,000 list of flat renovations to number 10. 4.3 million in motor expenses, including parking tickets, in the same year that the Tories took away free parking for NHS staff. The 10 million that David Cameron made for getting his company Green Seal at the top of the list for COVID contracts. And of course, who can forget Liz Truss losing the country 30 billion with a disastrous right-wing economics mini budget. Now let me ask you this question. Where do you think we should be concentrating our efforts? Deirdre down the road that's taking 50 quid a week benefits, or these Tory pricks that are robbing the country blind? And then this lot have the audacity, the nerve, they have the nerve to start pointing the finger at the poorest in society, those living life on benefits, the very poorest in our society, start pointing the finger at them, saying they're robbing money from the tax purse. The absolute cheek of these Tory pricks, and we're seeing the same rhetoric over again. Last week we saw the ramping up of blaming immigrants for all our problems, blaming immigrants for taking so much money out of the tax purse. Now you're blaming benefit claimants for taking money from the tax purse. Look at what you've done. Look how much money you've robbed. The absolute cheek of these absolute cunts. I can't stand them, and that's what, like I said at the beginning of this video, I agree that we should be getting these 300,000 people back into work. It helps the economy, of course it does, and it helps them as well. But just to have it coming from this lot, the audacity of blaming others for taking money from the tax purse when they're robbing us left, right, and fucking centre. These Tory pricks, I can't stand them. If you enjoyed the video, click a like. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe up top. There'll be another video there. You can check that out. I really appreciate your support, every one of you that watches my videos, even the ones that disagree with me. I appreciate you watching and giving me the support. And please leave your comments down below. I love reading your comments as well. Till next time, take care.